I'm Jenny Wyatt. I'm an assistant professor here in the Center for Social Work at Widener University, and I'm also founder and director of the Center for Violence Prevention. The Center for Violence Prevention started in the fall of 2009 when we received funding, both state and federal, to operationalize the work that had been going on for about 5 years with a community collaborative working on violence prevention. This started out as a project between Crozier Health Systems and Widener University to address community needs. The Violence Prevention Collaborative eventually turned into including a lot of community partners. We realized that we needed folks who worked with this every day, from police, criminal justice, school personnel, social service folks, as well as faith-based agencies, to be at the table to share what they were doing in preventing violence in the community. It became apparent that a lot of folks were doing really good things in preventing violence, but they didn't quite understand what each other were doing and weren't used to working together. So we were really able to serve as a conduit to get people together at the table and work in a collaborative fashion, both to share information as well as to address problem areas. We typically have 30 to 35 members meet and discuss what's happening. That networking and information sharing is very important. In addition, with the Center for Violence Prevention, we decided to provide some systemic supports for folks who were working on preventing violence. We developed a website with an online database of resources. We've mapped out those resources for county personnel to use in accessing information. We've also done research on best practices throughout the country and posted them on the website. In addition, we provide training on a large scale regarding violence prevention issues. We typically do 2 large trainings per year, and we've had between 140 and 180 attendees on topics including the juvenile justice system, child sex trafficking, how to engage families, gang violence prevention, and most recently we did one on character development and bullying prevention. One of the most difficult things in collaborating within any community and between organizations is the actual work between organizations. People get overwhelmed with the tasks of what their jobs are and really don't have the time often to form partnerships or to work together. So serving as a facilitator for that to happen has ended up being very constructive, not only to make people's work easier, but also to position them to obtain funding from outside resources more readily. Most funders are now looking for collaborators so that they can have increased sustainability for efforts that are going to occur. By trying to address not only collaboration and also systems changes, we're really addressing that issue of sustainability for the future. This is really trying to take hold of what people are doing with best intentions, kind of off-the-cuff practices that they know have worked, and combine them along with best practice and scientific knowledge so that we can solidify the movement that's already been occurring. There's been a great deal of energy in Chester. The people have been doing wonderful things. Thus far, our partners have been very glad to have us involved. We know from the attendance that we've had at our various conferences that there's been a big interest in learning more about these areas. Most of our evaluations from these conferences have been positive, and folks have felt that they really learned a lot about these topics in violence prevention. In addition, every project that we develop, such as juvenile diversion, etc., we do have some measurements in place to provide evaluation. And we always assess our work alongside our goals to make sure we're making some movement and progress in those projects. With the Juvenile Diversion Project, we're estimating we've diverted approximately 80 youth from being locked up in the juvenile justice system. We've gotten folks to work together in a very different way, and folks are reporting that their work is a little bit easier.